welcome to Strength Reverse. It's Amy. Thank you so much for watching today. I have been sick for a while, so I was better and now I am stuffy again. I think I have allergies. So that's where I've been, and if I sound weird, that's why. Well, maybe that's one of the reasons why I sound weird. But I feel like I'm in a bubble or under the ocean. So who knows what might come out of my mouth. It's like a combination of congestion and Sudafed and, you know, a whole bunch of other stuff. Not enough coffee. So I'm doing a VR to Rachele at Amethyst Ascension, and this is the first of 2 videos that she put out at the beginning of the year. Of course, I'm behind, which is TarotTube 2026. And this is all about the tarot community. And the next video is about where we want to see the community going. So I watched Rachele's video. I came to this via Heather Carter's channel, and I haven't watched all of Heather's video because I discovered as she was talking that she and I are the same person. So I probably would have very similar answers, and so I just kind of paused, and I'll go back and watch it after I make this video. But I did watch Anna Astro Lady Tarot's video because you had me at Scandal. Okay, I needed to find out what the tea was. And I feel like, what was happening? Where was I? We'll talk. A couple of videos ago, I mentioned that I had a little bit of a rant about some videos that I have seen lately, and I might bring that up this time, but we'll see. I don't know. And part of the what Rachele did for her video was to offer a tarot reading, and I'm going to kind of combine because there are 3 cards in this reading, 3 positions, and they go with 3 of the questions. So I'm just going to show the card as I answer that particular question. The first one is, what originally drew me into the tarot community? Well, I didn't know this community existed when I started my channel because when I would search tarot on YouTube, it was like Ethany and a couple of other bigger channels, or not necessarily bigger, but people who were who I really respected as tarot readers, who have been reading for a long time and really knew their stuff. And I wanted to start a channel and just put my thoughts on tarot out there, but of course it was very scary because I compared myself to these people and thought I do not measure up at all. But then Ethany had the 31 Days of Tarot, and I thought that was a low stakes way to get started. I didn't start my channel with the goal of teaching tarot. I just really started it as a way to, I didn't even have the goal of connecting with other tarot readers. I really just wanted to talk out loud about my thoughts about tarot, mostly to get them clear in my mind. And because I think when you do that, you can learn a lot by doing that. And so that's really what I wanted to do, just as a way to push myself. And then I discovered there were all these channels out there. So that was like an unintended bonus. And at first I felt a little pressured, like I didn't intend to have a bunch of channels to interact with, but I've really enjoyed doing that, and it's been a real gift, mostly in a lot of ways. I think I started my channel, I know I started around the same time as Heather did, and I think Heather said 2019. So when I looked on my channel, it said since 2013, but I haven't been making videos nearly that long. But it's been a number of years now. It's funny how time flies. The second question is, what has being part of TarotTube taught you about yourself? And this goes with card number 1, the past. What has the tarot community taught me so far? And the card I have is Justice. And Justice, yes, is about balance, but more so it's about things being in harmony. So balance doesn't necessarily mean 50-50. sometimes you need more of one quality and sometimes we need more of another quality. And it's about keeping that harmony by knowing what you need. And I think what the tarot community has taught me about myself, I thought I had made a video about this, and I did look, but the video was about what tarot has taught me. But I thought there was a what TarotTube has taught me a number of years ago, because I know I've spoken about this. It really does bring up a lot of things you never would imagine you'd have to examine because of some YouTube channel, like imposter syndrome and, you know, comparing yourself to others and, you know, fitting in and FOMO and all of those things. So you really do, well, I have had to make peace with myself about that, and knowing that because I am a unique person, that my voice is unique, and, you know, getting past the, no one cares what I have to say. Well, maybe not, but I care what I have to say. And, you know, I'm not here for, my intention was never for my channel to get huge. It feels really good when people like your video or they watch your video, or, you know, you're not talking to an empty room. And that does feel really good. And I've had to accept that about myself too. I really like that validation, but I've had to constantly bring myself back into balance. And this channel has helped me do that and get clear with myself about, okay, when I start getting agitated about TarotTube or with my relationship with my channel, why am I doing this? You know, you feel a certain kind of way when your video doesn't do as well as you would like, or there weren't many views, and I have to constantly remind myself I'm not doing this for numbers, and I don't check analytics. I'm not going, oh, well, let me make a different topic because I want more views. That's not why I'm doing it, but I do have to keep reminding myself. So it has taught me to be clear with my own wants and not get stuck in that lie where someone else is doing this, so I have to do this too. If I don't want to, then you can't make me. What moments have made me feel the most connected? I think, I mean, of course, there's going live, and that feels fun to talk to someone in person. But I think someone sending me a message like, hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Those feel really good. And I thought, oh, you know, I always think, oh my gosh, they know me, they remember me. I'm always just so astounded that one single person has watched a video. I'm like, wow, okay, like that, I think it's amazing. And, you know, just I have found in my experience, and I learned from Anna's video that this has not been everyone's experience, that things have been pretty positive. And, I have a lot to say about that, but things have been pretty positive, and people generally have nice things to say. And I will always remember Heather Carter when we were first starting out. My channel just was like, I was really discouraged because even though I wasn't here to get a bunch of subscribers, secretly I wanted subscribers. And there was some like hashtag about just calling out different YouTube channels, like your favorite TarotTube channels. And she mentioned me and said, I don't know why people aren't watching her. I don't know why she doesn't have more views. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I always remembered that because she didn't have to say that or do that for me. And I've always appreciated that, Heather. That has stuck with me. So there's just little things where people have been really supportive. And You know, I've met people from all over the world, and some people I have met in person, like my friend Mary, and I saw her at a tarot conference all the way from Scotland. So that's been pretty amazing. The next one, what lessons have helped you grow, even the uncomfortable ones? And this goes with number 2 in the spread, which is called the present. What is the current energy of my relationship with TarotTube? So I just matched those. And that is 5 of Pentacles. And this is what I was talking about, that energy where there's this constant need to refine. What am I hoping to get out of this? Forget what everyone else claims that they're getting out of this, and how many subscribers this person has, or how many great ideas that person has. There's it has really challenged me. It has really challenged me to have a thicker skin and kind of move past any criticism, or go with what I want to do, or make the kind of videos I want to make. Because I've seen this several places now where people are like, I don't want to see this kind of video. I don't really care. Like, to me, it's a non-issue. If you make a video I'm not interested in, I just find a different video to watch. I don't need, this is like that bean soup theory that's going around social media, where not everything on social media is for you or about you. So if I don't want to watch your video, I just find the one I want to watch. I don't expect you to bend your content around me. I'm getting into the rant about a certain channel that I unsubscribed from, because this person had a lot of nasty things to say about Americans in general. And I think when you make a statement like that, and you are that all Americans are like this or like that, I think you'd have a problem if an American said that about you or anybody else. So there was a little bit of hypocrisy there, but also just this abject resentment about people not making the videos that this person wanted to watch. And he called TarotTubers stupid. Are TarotTubers stupid? I don't think they're stupid. I think people are making, I get the 6-week wonder syndrome, where people pick up a deck of cards and they, read a guidebook, and they maybe market themselves as a professional reader before they should. That's valid. But I think most TarotTubers are not doing that. Most TarotTubers, many of them are saying, I don't really read tarot, or I'm just learning, or they just want to connect with people who have this interest. So to be resentful that people aren't making the content that you want to watch is ridiculous. Why don't you make that content? I haven't seen anything earth-shattering on your channel, but to call everyone stupid, no. So I've learned that not everything is for me or about me, and that's okay. I can just keep it moving. Anna mentioned some things that were happening that I didn't know about, because I guess I'm out of it, about just people backstabbing and bad mouthing, and smear campaigns. And I mean, I will tell you what happened to me, my personal experience, and this was several years ago. So someone that I would have considered a TarotTuber friend, okay, who I had great experiences with, another TarotTuber contacted me and said, just gonna let you know, here's what this person is saying about you. And this person and another TarotTuber who, by the way, I had never met, never interacted with at all, had some pretty nasty things that they were saying about me behind my back. And, that always hurts, but also, you know, who cares? That says more about you than it says about me. I know that they don't know me very well, and it makes me wonder. I think it's interesting more than anything, because obviously someone who would bother to do that, that's some insecurity showing through, and we all have insecurities, but I just, especially the other person who I had never interacted with, there's a reason why I hadn't interacted with her, and that's because I didn't get a good vibe from her. And what little content of hers I saw, I just wasn't buying. Some of the stories she told were a little bit too precious. I questioned whether that was reality, but I never like made a comment. I just was like, this isn't for me, and I moved on. And I think it's interesting to consider what might have been happening energetically, that maybe she sensed that and I could sense something in return. So anyway, that's just more interesting than anything else. As far as what Anna mentioned, platforms outside of YouTube, I think a lot of people have a different time resource than some people do. I'm not trying to make a living off of YouTube. I make videos when I have time and when I'm so inclined, and I just don't have the time and motivation to go into it that far and, you know, talk about people personally. And I mean, that sounds exhausting to me, and I didn't know that was a thing. Obviously, I haven't been invited to any of the private chats. I remember in 2020 when shit was hitting the fan, there were a couple people who showed their asses, and I just delete, unsubscribe, I got rid of them off of Instagram. I mean, they said just some really disgusting, nasty things. And I think one other thing that I've learned is, Anna mentioned this expectation that you have when you are in a community like tarot, where you think everyone must be accepting, everyone must be self-reflective, and you realize, oh, that's not true. It's just like when you go to the doctor, you're hoping that they're a healer, but most healers have healed themselves, and you can find that many doctors have never been sick and they have no empathy. Or you would expect that a therapist recognizes their own patterns and is doing that work. Otherwise, I don't think they can be a good therapist. And the same holds true for tarot. For me, I want a tarot reader who is working on their intuition and connecting to something beyond themselves, and who is seeing their own patterns, and who's able to have a little bit of working on keeping their stuff out of the reading. And I think not everyone is doing that. For some people, maybe there's ego involved, and these are all things we deal with. So, you know, everyone deals with this stuff, but I think that I'm finding, even with tarot groups that are in person in real life, there's this assumption from many of the group members that everyone is on the same page politically, ideologically, spiritually, and that's not true. And I think that we have to be okay with that. And I've discovered that some people who claim to be open-minded are not so open-minded. Okay, so I realized that what I was talking about, the lessons that have helped me grow as I was rambling in my Sudafed stupor, goes with card 3, which is the integration. What lesson am I meant to carry forward? And that was the 5 of Pentacles, where I have to that key is just like my own knowledge, and I have to just focus on what I need to get out of my channel, and I can't worry about what other people want to get out of TarotTube. You know, I can just be myself and attract the people who are right for me, and everyone else is doing the same thing. So the last one is, how does the tarot community feel to me right now? And this goes with card number 2, called the present. What is the current energy of my relationship with TarotTube? And that is the 3 of Pentacles. I think I'm doing my thing and everyone's doing their thing, and we all have a piece of the puzzle to bring. And I really like that we all have different opinions and different tastes and different perspectives. And I really appreciate that kind of connection, and that there are people who are there to talk to about something that's really important to me and that I like, that I'm interested in. And so that's my sense of the current energy of TarotTube. I guess I have to acknowledge that some people are having a negative experience with TarotTube. And that's unfortunate. You know, like I said, some people just have a whole lot more energy, I guess, to bring negativity, or they have to be snarky, or they resent that people aren't giving them what they need. But I think you do you, and I will do me, and we can probably have a good conversation. And if that's beyond you, then you know, it's probably best that I'm not aware of you. Okay, I'll leave it at that. And I think I'm going to do part 2. I will, you know, start thinking about that. So I think, Rachele, thank you. This was a good reflection, and I'm hoping I was coherent. One can only hope. But I will see you next time, and I'll go finish your video, Heather. Bye.